Hello and welcome. Welcome to StrengthsFinder, living your strengths. My name is Sister Marjorie McGregor, and I have worked with StrengthsFinders for the past 10 years as workshop leader and as certified coach. My experience has been with parish committees and individuals. And having had their strengths assessed, what we found with the parish committees is an increase in the quality of work or ministry, and with individuals, a deep desire for further personal growth. St. Catherine of Siena reminds us, "Be all that God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire." To help organizations worldwide harness the power of strengths, Gallup created the Clifton Strengths Finder, which is an assessment that helps people discover, describe, and develop their talents. Imagine a world where people are more confident. Research has found that people who use their strengths more report higher levels of self-confidence and believe they are capable of achieving the things they want to achieve. Imagine a world where people experience less stress. People who use their strengths more report lower levels of stress. Imagine a world where people have higher levels of energy and vitality. Strengths use is associated with higher levels of psychological vitality, and people have feelings of positive energy and buzz. Imagine a world where people perform better at work. When managers emphasize employees' strengths, performance is significantly higher. And conversely, when managers emphasize weaknesses, performance declines. Imagine a world where people are more engaged at work or at ministry. The opportunity to do what you do best each day, or using strengths, is a core predictor of workplace engagement. Imagine a world where people are more effective at developing themselves and growing as individuals. When focusing on self-development, people improve faster in areas where they are already strong than they do in areas where they are weak. The journey of StrengthsFinder is guided by one simple but profound thought. You are at your best when you do what you naturally do best. Through StrengthsFinder, you will discover your most dominant strengths and how they help you to excel. You will recognize the unique traits that make you who you are. The goals for our program. Part 1 will focus on the individual. Direction is included in this video, where you will be introduced to the theory, benefits, and goals of learning and living your strengths. At a certain point in this video, you will be directed to take the online assessment. After taking the assessment, you will be led to begin working on the preparation for the Part 2 workshop, when you will gather with other participants who have taken the online assessment. At this workshop, you will reflect on your top 5 strengths and begin to understand and appreciate them. Through planned activities, you will also be introduced to others' top 5. Additional resources will be available, and you will be encouraged to continue on your strengths path, supporting the gathered group along the way. Saint Irenaeus reminds us that the glory of God is the human person fully alive. And that's who you desire to be, a human person fully alive. So, what are your God-given talents? God does let you know. Let's look at a few helps. Reflect on these signs. We will pause between each for a few moments to give you the opportunity to consider your signs. Yearning. What kinds of activities are you naturally drawn to? Rapid learning. What kinds of activities do you seem to pick up quickly? Flow. In what activities do the steps just come to you, almost automatically? Glimpses of excellence. During what activities do you have moments of subconscious excellence? You might ask yourself in wonder, how did I do that? Affirmations from others. What things do others frequently say you have a gift or a talent for? Finding satisfaction. What activities give you a kick or a thrill while you are doing them or immediately after finishing them? What kind of activities do you look forward to returning to? What leaves you with a sense of accomplishment or satisfaction? And what is it we know about talents? Talents are naturally recurring patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Talents naturally exist within you. They are given at creation. Talents cannot be acquired. Talents are an inborn predisposition. Talents are things you do instinctively. Talents naturally give you satisfaction. And what does a talent look like? A talent can be a natural tendency to be competitive. Perhaps you are a great athlete and you enjoy using your skills and natural talent to compete with others. Or maybe you have the ability to pick up on the emotions of others. You might exclaim, "She seems sad." Or perhaps you thrive under pressure. You can produce what needs to be done at the last moment with ease and real quality. Maybe you like to make others laugh. Or maybe you are someone who enjoys and is good at putting puzzles together. Perhaps you can easily recognize uniqueness in others. So then, what is a strength? Let's look at strengths from a few perspectives. Scripture. Scripture speaks of strengths in the second book of Corinthians, chapter 8, verses 1 through 9. St. Paul speaks about the groaning of the whole of creation, still in the throes of labor, as God's work of birthing new life in each of us continues unceasingly. The Spirit acts as a midwife, drawing forth new life, longing to emerge. Research. What does research tell us about strengths? Donald Clifton, employed by the Gallup organization, researched the sense of strengths for more than 30 years and included a study of over 3 million people. He is the founder of Clifton StrengthsFinder. Soon you will be accessing the Clifton StrengthsFinder to reveal your top 5 themes of talent from a list of 34 themes, some of which are achiever, competition, learner, strategic, relator, to mention a few. The whole approach is one of emphasis on what's right with people, or building on people's strengths rather than on what's wrong with people, trying to fix their weaknesses. It is about building a strengths-based culture, believing that you are at your best when you do what you naturally do best. Another perspective to consider as we look at strengths is that of business. Businesses that work from a strengths-based perspective put the focus where it belongs, on owning the strengths of its employees. It's about building on the individual and collective strengths of its people, thereby managing their culture more effectively. So we define a strength as the ability to provide consistent, near-perfect performance in a given activity. This ability is a powerful combination of talent, skill, and knowledge. The sense of letting your life speak is reflected in the words of a contemporary song. I am beautiful in my way. I was born that way. I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret. Just love yourself and you're set. I'd like to share a few of the success stories for StrengthsFinder. First one is Jenny. Jenny is an older woman whose husband had died 2 years ago, and we were just meeting her here in the parish. And she came to see me because she heard a lot about StrengthsFinder and was inquisitive about what it all meant. And at the end of our conversation, she decided that she would take the online assessment. And so she did. And when she finished it, she came to me and sat with me for a little while and talked about her strengths. And what she thought she might want to do was to volunteer in the outreach department of the parish. And so that she did. She went to the coordinator, and the coordinator agreed, fine. And a few months later, I saw the coordinator, and I said, by the way, how is Jenny doing? She says, are you kidding? She says, Jenny is doing great. Now she's telling me what the program needs. My second story is about Mary. Mary was asked in writing as part of an evaluation what she thought about her strengths. And this is what she said. I found that knowing my strengths in new language affirmed what I have been aware of as my approach to life and ministry. I'm now more conscious of which of the strengths is operating at one time or another, and how it might be working in sync with the strengths of my colleagues. My third story is about Matthew. Matthew is a young parent with a lively, wonderful family, and he had taken his assessment. He was thrilled with his StrengthsFinder, and he was now looking for a job. He went to a popular airline, was interviewed, and one of the interview questions was, do you know what your strengths are? When he heard that, he sat up straight and he said, my strengths? And he went on to explain what his strengths were. And today, he is a very happy employee for a popular airline as head of the People's Department. Now let's take a short walk through the book. You will read first the preface, the foreword, and then the introduction of pages 1, 2, and 3. And you will be directed at that point to stop reading and begin the assessment. In the back of the book, you will find an insert which, when you cut it open, will show you your unique code for registering for the assessment. Questions you will be asked. Are you registered? No. Are you a new user? Yes. And then put in your code. The basic questions of individuals are you male, female? What is your race? Those are optional. Enter your email address and a developed password, and normally you will be asked to choose a hint question. For example, what is your mother's maiden name? It is important to keep this information, your code and your password, in a special place. You will need this information if and when you return to this Gallup address. What do the questions look like that you will find on the assessment? Each of the questions are a pair of self-descriptors. For example, I make a list when I have many things to do, versus I just do what needs to be done. You would then click on the statement that comes closest to how you might work. You can then click to go to the next screen, or if you don't click, it will automatically scroll to the next pair of self-descriptors within 20 seconds. There are 180 pairs of self-descriptors in the assessment. Don't be nervous if you miss one or a few. The average person does miss a few. You will want 45 minutes of uninterrupted time to complete this assessment. Now listen to how unique you are. You are so unique that you have a 1 in 278,000 chances of meeting someone in your lifetime with the same top 5. And you have a 1 in 33 million chances of meeting someone with your top 5 in the same order. What about purchasing the book? The title is Living Your Strengths. Discover your God-given talents and inspire your community and your family and friends. So on your computer, you would navigate to the address shop.gallup.com. Up above, choose the Faith tab, and then scroll down to Living Your Strengths, the English Catholic 2nd edition, and then proceed to checkout. The cost for the text is $12.50 plus a minimal shipping fee. Immediately following your completion of the assessment, you will see information about you. Information that you want to be sure to download and to place in a binder or book. These printouts will include a signature themes report which lists and describes your top 5 themes of talent. Each theme is given a clearly defined name, a common language that helps you think about and discuss what you naturally do best. The second printout will be a listing of your themes in rank order. Cut out this list and place it in a plastic lanyard. Print your first name above the list and wear it to the group gathering for part 2 of this experience. As you begin your study in preparation for the part 2 gathering, be sure, first of all, to register. Second, email your top 5 signature themes to your certified Gallup coach, myself, Sister Marjorie, with your name, to the email address StrengthsFinderPart1@gmail.com. The subject, Living Your Strengths. I will use your information to prepare for the Part 2 workshop. And third, read in your textbook the descriptions of your top 5 signature themes, which can be found pages 63 through 142. They will be listed alphabetically. Note the words or phrases that particularly strike you as being descriptive of who you are. Also note what doesn't describe you. Please bring with you your lanyard holding your listing of your top 5 signature themes with your first name, a notebook, your textbook, Living Your Strengths, the printout download from Gallup, any 2 magazines containing advertisements and pictures, and last but not least, scissors and a glue stick. We're going to have a good time. We'll close now with an Hasidic tale. Consider the Hasidic tale of the Rabbi Susha. When he was an old man, Susha said, "In the coming world, they will not ask me, 'Why were you not Moses?' They will ask me, 'Why were you not Susha?'" I will look forward to meeting with you in person at the workshop gathering. And in the meantime, enjoy this experience. And remember, you are at your best when you do what you naturally do best. Thank you.